Welcome back, guys. Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be talking about two elections, which is going to be the Bavarian local elections, the Landtagswahl, and the Luxembourgian elections, the Kammerwahl. Of course, a lot of more focus will be put on the Landtagswahl, but I'm just going to be talking a bit about Luxembourg too. So, there's going to be a local election in Bavaria today, which is going to be a bit interesting. As Bavaria, up until this point, has been governed by a 50% majority, which, currently, it doesn't really look like that's gonna be continuing. Let's go over the parties first before anything. So we have the standard CSU, which is the sister party of the CDU, Merkel's party. They are a lot more conservative. I would put them as maybe set the right, when the national CDU is more centrist. The SPD, which is a social democratic party, pretty normal too. The Freie Wähler, or Free Voters, they are a bit of an interesting case. I personally don't really exactly know what they want. They're called Bürgerlich, um, so kind of normal folk party, kind of just common sense, I guess. I don't know exactly what they're about. They're mostly also centrist. They're also a bit more conservative, traditionalist in a way. The Greens are the Greens, environmentalists. Some of them are Marxists. I don't know if these are Marxists. I don't think so, because apparently it seems that they're interior politics. So what they want to do um, actually appeals to people, which it doesn't. And in Bavaria, they normally wouldn't get very far with being Marxist. So I don't know. For the moment, we have the FDP, which are the liberals, centrists to center right. They're also pretty good. Die Linke, the left wingers, communists to democratic socialists to left wing populists to just left wingers to centrists. There's a lot of people in Die Linke, in the left. There's also some common sense people, like one of their leaders currently, that actually knows what to do. But then we have the Bayern Partei, Bavarian party, which wants Bavaria to be independent. The ÖDP, Ecological Democratic Party, which is basically a right-wing version of the Greens. The Pirate Party, which is a pirate party, and the AFD, which is the AFD. So the conservative, national conservative, right-wing populists, anti-mass immigration kind of party that we all know and love. Okay, not all, but most. And then a bunch of other smaller parties that don't have any chance of ever getting represented anyway, so we're not going to talk about them. The coalitions here, the CSU wants to neither collude with the Greens nor the AFD, but they probably have to choose either one of them. When looking at the recent polls, you can see that the CSU is fucked up the ass quite a bit by something. Minus 13.5 in the last poll, that's oui. The Greens, though, have been gaining massively, up to 19% in the latest poll. Yeah, what exactly inspired that, I don't know. It might just be the typical thing where people are in summer and say, oh my god, it's so hot, climate change, let's vote for the Greens. Or the local Green Party in Bavaria has something special about it that I don't know about. Freie Wähler at 10%, SPD at 12%, AFD at 10%, FDP at 5.5%, barely making it over the threshold to enter, and the Linke at 4%. Probably not going to be able to get into parliament. This is how the polls have been going over time. CSU slowly decreasing, SPD also slowly decreasing, Greens and AFD slowly gaining. Greens more recently really shooting ahead quite a bit onto the second place. Interesting enough, though, the massive majority of people still want Markus Söder to remain minister president. Although apparently his party is so unpopular. It's interesting. The most favored coalition would be the CSU alone. But it seems like in Bavaria nobody wants any coalition. So that's interesting. My personal prediction for this election would be this. CSU at 34%, SPD at 11%, Freie Wähler at 10%, Greens at 18%, FDP at 6%, the left at 4%, and the AFD at 12%, with others around 5%. But I personally don't know. We're gonna see. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna really, really be interesting. And then let's just currently go over the Luxembourgian election, the Kammerwahl. where we have a very similar kind of thing as in Germany. From the parties here, the CSV is basically like the CDU, the LSAP is like the SDP, the DP is like the FDP, the Greng is like the Greens, the AR, the ADR is like the AFD, and the Lenk is like the Linke, the left party. Pirates, and communists. Yeah, what they are, I don't know. Anyway, um, just wanted to tell you that this election is happening. I don't really know much about it. Also, a little bit of a coverage of elections that I missed last time around. Then we had the Brazilian elections, um, which also ended up being a pretty good result for us. So I'm happy. Let me know if you're happy. I I'm already very excited to see how especially this one is gonna end up being. I mean, a few months ago, I would have probably set the AfD at 20%, but the Greens have somehow pulled ahead massively, and I'm really gonna be interesting to see if they will actually be able to get this powerful. I think they will. Let's see. Well, until then, I'm probably gonna make a follow-up video like I always do. Bye bye.